Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnu Pad Padamahamsa Parivajrakacharya Astatarasadashe Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Tridandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Patita Pavana Savior of the Fallen Souls Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada flooding the whole material existence with the tidal wave of super ecstatic Krishna Prema Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivajrakacharya Astatarasadasi Shrimad His Divine Grace Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Balaya Krishna Prastaya Buddhale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Shramaniti Namane. Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pachanine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadesha Tarine. So, after transmigrating in this cycle of birth and death through the 8,400,000 species again and again and again for millions and millions of births, somehow or other we've been blessed with this human form and even more blessed to come in contact with the teachings of His Divine Grace, Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivajrakacharya Astatarasadasi Shrimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Dandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. So now we will hear his teachings very carefully, take them deep, deep, deep into our hearts, and practically manifest them in all of our thoughts, our words, and our deeds in all times, places, and circumstances. We will become liberated souls, no longer under the pinching influence of the three modes of material nature. Start meeting. I don't know if I have a connection, but you can try. Let's see if we have a connection.
I can connect.
I have a connect. I have an internet. I got a connection according to my little sign here. Let's see. It shows me I'm connected. Let's see if I can get on start meeting. Yeah, we'll give it a try. Start meeting. Let's see. Start meeting. Host. Let's see if it works. Call in. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Got 7 people online, and we're connected. Now we just got to put it in a nice position here. Let's see, maybe put it over here. Try that. Yeah. Okay. So, today we're continuing on in this ecstatic chapter of Bhagavatam. Lord Rishabhadev's teachings, an incarnation of God, is blessing us with transcendental knowledge to liberate us from our fallen condition here in the cycle of birth and death. Today we're reading Canto 5, Chapter 5, text number 20. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tasmat Bhavanta Hridayena Jata Sarve Mahiyasam Amum Sanabham Aklishta Budhya Bharatam Bhajadvam Shushrushanam Tat Bharanam Prajanam. Let's get this thing set here properly. Tasman bhavanta hridayena jata sarva mahiyam samamum sanabham aklishta buja bharatam bhajadvam shushushanam tanbaranam prajanam tasman bhavanta hridayena jata sarve mahiyam samamum sanabham aklishta budya bhavanam bhajadvam shushrusanam tanvaranam prajanam tasman bhavanto hridayena data sarva mahiyam samamum sanabham aklishta budya bharatam bhajadvam shushrusanam tanvaranam prajanam. Tasman bhavanto hridayena jata sarve mahiyam samamum sanabham aklishta budya bharatam bhajadvam shushrusanam tanvaranam prajanam.
Tasmad bhavanto hridayena jata
Tasman bhavanta hridayena jata
Sarve mahiyam samamum sanabam
sarve mahiyam samamum samabham
Krishna buddhya bharatam bhajadvam
Javaradam bhajadvam
Shrushanam tadvaranam prajanam
Shushushanam tanvaranam prajanam
Tasmad bhavanta hridayana jata
Tasman bhavanta hridayena jata
Sarve mahiyam samamum sanabam
Sarve mahiyam samamum sanabham
Krishna buddhya bharatam bhajadvam
Aklishta budhya bharatam bhajadvam
Shrunam yat tat varanam prajanam
Shushushanam tanvaranam prajanam Tasman bhavanta hridayena jata mahayam samamum sanabham aklishta budhya bharatam bhajadvam anam tanvaranam prajanam. Ladies, tasman bhavanta hridayena jata sarve mahiyam samamum sanabham aklishta budhya bharatam bhajadvam shushushanam tanvaranam prajanam tasman bhavanta hridayena jata sarve mahiyam samamum sanabham Aklishta Budya Bharatam Bhajadvam Shushrustanam Tan Balanam Prajanam.
Opportunity to other new Matajis.
Tasmat bhavanto videna jata. Sarve mahiyasam sanabham.
Krishna Budya Bharatam Bhajadvam Shushustanam Tan Balajam Prajanam. Can you sit here? And someone can sit there. There's room for someone here.
The children come sit at front.
Janam
Yeah, you go behind the tree.
Shushanam Tan Baladam Prajanam.
Squeeze yourself in.
Is there room for an adult? Can you squeeze in there? Is it possible to sit there?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good.
I want the kids to be in the front.
Kids in the front, okay. As long as you have room for your legs, you're okay? Okay, all right. All right, so now we'll do the, what's known as the word for words. Tasmat, therefore. There's plenty of room.
For anybody to go. Go to the back. Make space for you.
What about in the bedroom over here? Can somebody sit there? Can anybody sit in the bedroom back here?
Let come us, please find your place, please.
Can he sit in the bedroom over here?
Harival,
So what should I do?
just go there.
There is no space, there is full.
Well, you can sit tightly a little bit.
Inside
Okay? Sit down.
Where can I sit right now? Who can accommodate me?
Squeeze yourself.
Everybody move up a little bit.
Okay, I got it, thank you.
All right.
Don't come late. Come in timely manner so you can get properly.
Sit all the way down. Sit down. Oh, you're already down all the way. You're just tall. Okay. All right, now we'll go to the word for words. I hope there's no more interruptions. Tasmat. Therefore. Because I am the Supreme. Bhavantam. You. Hridayena. From my heart. Jata. Born. Sarve. All. Mahiyamsam. The best. Amum. That. Sanhabam. Brother. Aklishta Budya. With your intelligence. Without material contamination. Bharatam. Bharat. Bhajadvam. Just try to serve. Shushrusanam. Service. Tat. That. Bharanam Prajanam. Ruling over the citizens. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivajakacarya Ashtatarasadashi Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Tri Dandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. My dear boys, you are all born of my heart, which is the seed of all spiritual qualities. Therefore, you should not be like materialistic and envious men. You should accept your eldest brother Bharat, who is exalted in devotional service. If you engage yourselves in Bharat's service, your service to him will include my service, and you will rule the citizens automatically. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word Hridaya indicates the heart, which is also called Ura, the chest. The heart is situated within the chest, and although instrumentally the son is born with the aid of the genitals, he is actually born from within the heart. According to the heart's situation, the semen takes the form of a body. Therefore, according to the Vedic system, When one begets a child, his heart should be purified through the ritualistic ceremony known as Garbhadhana. Rishabhadev's heart was always uncontaminated and spiritual. Consequently, all the sons born from the heart of Rishabhadev were spiritually inclined. Nonetheless, Rishabhadev suggested that his eldest son was superior and he advised the others to serve him. All the brothers of Bharat Maharaj were advised by Rishabhadev to adhere to Bharat's service. The question may be asked, why should it be attached to family members? For in the beginning, it was advised that one should not be attached to home and family. However, it is also advised, Mahi Yasam Pada Raja Bhisheka. One has to serve the Mahayan, one who is very spiritually advanced. Mahat Sevam Dvaram Mahor Vimukte. By serving the Mahat, the exalted devotee, one's path for liberation is open. The family of Rishabhadev should not be compared to an ordinary materialistic family. Bharat Maharaj, Rishabhadev's eldest son, was specifically very exalted. For this reason, the other sons were advised to serve him for his pleasure. That was to be their duty. The Supreme Lord was advising Bharat Maharaj to be the chief ruler of the planet. This is the real plan of the Supreme Lord. In the battle of Kurukshetra, we find that Lord Krishna wanted Maharaj Yudhishthira to be the supreme emperor of this planet. He never wanted Duryodhana to take the post. As stated in the previous verse, Lord Rishabhadev's heart is Hridaya Yata Dharma. The characteristic dharma is also explained in Bhagavad Gita's surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To protect dharma, paritranaya sadhunam, the Lord always wants the ruler of the planet to be a devotee. Then everything goes on nicely for the benefit of everyone. As soon as a demon rules this earth, everything becomes chaotic. At the present moment, a demon rules the earth, as soon as a demon rules the earth, everything becomes chaotic. At the present moment, the world is inclined toward the democratic process, but the people in general are all contaminated by the modes of passion and ignorance. Consequently, they cannot select the right person to be the head of the government. The president is selected by the votes of ignorant Shudras, and therefore another Shudra is elected, and immediately the entire government becomes polluted. If people strictly follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita, they would elect a person who is the Lord's devotee. Then automatically it would be good government. Rishabhadev therefore recommended Bharat Maharaj as the emperor of this planet. Serving a devotee means serving the Supreme Lord, for a devotee always represents the Lord. When a devotee is in charge, the government is always congenial and beneficial for everyone. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Savitam Krishna Chaitanya-caritamrita Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschanya Deshatarine. So, our most beloved ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivajakacharya Astatara Satashi Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Tri Dandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada has so kindly blessed us with transcendental knowledge to liberate us from our entanglement here in the cycle of birth and death. I think I'll pause while getting set up over here. Have a slight pause. Oh, we went offline. Thank you.
And shut the screen, please. Shut the screen. You sit outside with hands. Shut the screen. Okay, sit there. The door will be open. Okay.
Not having good luck on this thing. You having good luck on your start meeting?
Yes.
You're online?
Yes.
Mine is not.
I have a start meeting.
Mine's not sticking. Anyway, I don't want to. Somebody else can.
Yeah.
Well, if you're on, we'll use yours.
Okay.
You can get on. Mine is popping off. It's not staying on.
Okay. When you're ready.
So Prabhupada is very much blessing us with transcendental knowledge. It's not that Prabhupada is dead and gone. Actually, Prabhupada is fully alive and well. He's present in every word of these purports. So we can connect with Srila Prabhupada and become liberated souls. If you associate with Mahat, you become Mahat. Sangat sanjayate karma, one develops one's consciousness according to one's association. So if you take Srila Prabhupada's orders as your very life and soul, which I, as your spiritual master, am ordering you to do, you take his instructions as your very life and soul, then you'll be packed up tightly with Prabhupada. You'll be on a liberated platform, just by remembering what Prabhupada said, following what Prabhupada said, and spreading the knowledge that Prabhupada gave us. These things will liberate you from the three modes, the influence of the modes of nature, and make you a liberated soul. Even while you're here in the material existence, you can be situated beyond the modes. You're to be in the modes and beyond the modes, you see. You can actually, even though your body is fully acting under the three modes of material nature, if you will fix your consciousness, the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna, you'll be situated beyond the influence of the modes of nature. So let's look at some of these nice points that Prabhupada is making. And his purport, the first point is getting a child. The state, even though the semina is actually there, oh, it came on, it popped up again. The semina the actual thing behind the child is the consciousness, you see. The heart, the consciousness. What is the consciousness? This is why in the Vedic system there was a ceremony called Garbhadana Samskara, a ceremony to attract an exalted personality to take birth. So Prabhupada has given us a simplified version of Garbhadana Samskara in ISKCON. That is, our simplified version is you give the blessings of a spiritual master, Gurudev. My wife and I would like to have a child. You give us her blessings. That's the first thing. You get the blessings of the spiritual master. The second thing, you wait until just after the menstrual cycle, like Prabhupada says 4 to 6 days or 5 days after the menstrual cycle, and after chanting at least 50 rounds of japa. You want to confirm this, look in the Veda base, type in menstrual, and see how many times Prabhupada says this point again and again and again and again throughout his teachings. That after the menstrual cycle, that's the system. Not that you can have sex for procreation, and some of my god brothers are falsely teaching. Even an initiating guru god brother is presenting this false philosophy that it's okay to have sex without any restriction as long as you don't kill the baby, which is completely bogus. We have to be careful. Such bogus things are polluting movement. Just like we have now, Prabhupada says again and again throughout his books, clean shaven, clean shaven. How many beards do you see on initiated devotees here in Austin? In Vrindavan. In Austin we don't have any. How many? Just like they have a big kirtan leader. He was advertised as big posters. His kirtan, he has big beard, you see. Prabhupada, actually in 2013 I posted an article. It'll be in tomorrow's Thought for the Day. Hare Krishnas or Hare Krishnas? Which are we? Are we the Hare Krishnas or the Hare Krishnas, you see? We're becoming the Hare Krishnas, you see. So many devotees with hairs, initiated devotees keeping their hairs. So, this is such things, a little deviation, another deviation, our movement will be completely destroyed. So I'm fighting to drive all these deviations out of ISKCON, the sexual deviations, the beard deviations. Guru Mataji and I are both very much against all these things, and we're fighting against these things. And so you all should be perfect examples. No illicit sex. If you're married, you follow the Garbhadhan system. Once in a month, 4 to 6 days after the menstrual cycle, 50 rounds of japa. That's follow the Garbhadhan system. But not when you get lusty. I want to have some sex. No. So we follow this system. Then the children who are born will be very exalted children who want to actually be devotees, who want to actually become pure devotees, who will actually want to dedicate their lives to making the world Krishna conscious, you see. This is the instruction I give actually all of you. One devotee, one of my disciples wanted to know how to be situated in his ashram. And I said the first principle is this. Your first duty, instead of thinking about my work situation, my ashram, this and that, those are secondary considerations. Your first consideration is, I must be Krishna's pure devotee, and I must dedicate my life for making this world Krishna conscious. That's the order of Lord Chaitanya. Jari Dekatadikaha Krishna Upadesh, Amaragaya Guru, Hariyataya Desh. Whomever you meet, instruct him in the teachings of Krishna. In this way, in my order, you become Guru and live with the people of this world. So our first business is to surrender to Krishna, and then surrender to Lord Chaitanya's order to make the world Krishna conscious. So if you make that your first priority, I must be a pure devotee, and I must dedicate my life to making the whole world Krishna conscious, then Krishna will give you the intelligence how to be situated in your ashram, in your occupation. All those things are secondary. They will fall automatically into place. So focus on how can I be a pure devotee and how can I make this world Krishna conscious. Make that your prime focus. How can all the kids, everyone, how can I be a pure devotee Krishna conscious? Fans off. The lights can go off if they have to. I want fans off.
Harival, she is not asking for the fan, she is asking to turn on the light so that you can see.
I have a flashlight. I don't need the lights. I want.
Just trying to help you.
I don't want any. I don't want these distractions.
Can I speak? Even with the lights, he will use the flashlight, so do not worry.
These are better than this flashlight is better than any ceiling lights. Very powerful flashlight. Very powerful. Yeah, I don't need any lights. I got very good light here. So that's one point. There's many points. Another point is they're advised to follow their brother. Why should you think? But we're not supposed to be attached to our family members. You see. Now they're being advised to follow their family member. But in this case, the family member is a great exalted Vaishnava, you see. So that's the principle. You follow exalted Vaishnavas. That's the principle. They may be a family member, they may not be. It doesn't matter, family member or not family member. But you follow exalted Vaishnavas, that's the point. Sangat sanjayate kama, one develops one's consciousness according to one's association. So we should be inclined to associate with devotees. Just like in my family, my brother is not interested in Krishna consciousness. And he actually lives outside of Austin, not just maybe a half-hour drive from our house in Austin. So I offered one time, we can come out and have him do some chanting. They said, can we do something a little more sublime? So I don't go. Turn these fans down, turn them off, they're too loud. I don't want these fans. Turn the fans off. Turn these fans off. So we don't go. So I don't need to associate with a person just because he's my brother. I don't need to associate with a person who is not inclined to Krishna consciousness, you see. Not necessary. I am associated with those people who are interested in Krishna consciousness. That's whom I'm interested in associating with, you see. That's my criterion. I have no basis of bodily relationship. Whoever is inclined to Krishna consciousness, that's my real family, you see. My real family is those who want to be Krishna conscious. That's my actual family. My family, in other words, I'm not this material body, you see. If I thought I was the body, then I want to associate with my bodily brother, right? But I'm not the body. I'm a spiritual being. I'm the eternal servant of Krishna. So my actual family members are the devotees of Krishna, you see. Another nice points here. We need to have a spiritual leadership on this planet. We need to have devotees ruling the planet right now. Right now the planet is ruled by the demons. Meat eating, sex, illicit sex, intoxication people are ruling our planet right now. So no wonder it's such a hellish nightmare, such a chaotic mess on this planet right now, you see. It's a horrible situation. We need to push forward this movement so that day will come we have a Krishna conscious leaders for the whole planet. As Prabhupada said, when the High Court judges are wearing tilak, then our movement is successful, you see. When all the Supreme Court judges are wearing Vaishnava tilak, so we need to preach in such a way we can make the whole world Krishna conscious. That should be our meditation. How we can stop this nonsense going on, the slaughterhouses, the abortion clinics. It's just ridiculous. These ladies who want abortions, they say it's my body, my choice. Can you imagine how ridiculous that is? They say, my body, my choice. It's not your body, you rascal. It's another living entity's body, your body, you see. Now I have a right to do what I want to with my body, but it's not your body, rascal. You're killing a living entity who's taken shelter of your womb. A human being has taken shelter of your womb and you're killing this human being, you see. It's such a demoniac situation now on this planet. All the cows being slaughtered, the babies being murdered, one thing after another, after another, after another. Unbelievable volume of sinful activities on this planet right now. Actually, at one time, Prabhupada started a political party called the In God We Trust Party to elect Krishna conscious candidates. In God We Trust is what's on the American currency, In God We Trust. So we had the In God We Trust Party to put forward Krishna conscious candidates. Actually, in our Gainesville temple, our temple president, Amarendra Prabhu, he ran for mayor. City council. Yeah, I remember the city council. He didn't win, but he got a lot of votes. But then we had to stop it because it's illegal for religion. A religion cannot be a political party. See, we have religious status, and if political party is a different thing, a legal entity. So Prabhupada had to stop it because it's illegal. But the whole idea is we want to have Krishna conscious candidates. We want to have people. If any of our devotees want to run for office independently, that's very good. You can run for some office and get elected. That's how we came to the material world. And the first birth we get is Brahma, who actually is the center of a whole universe. You see. But we weren't satisfied being a Brahma, having a whole universe under our order. Maybe I can be an Indra, or this, or that, or this, or that, and finally became the Indragopa germ, trying to enjoy being the center. You see. So we have to realize I'm not the center. God is the center. You see. Krishna or God is the center. Everything has to be satisfaction. Yato nischalati man naschanchalamashtaram yato nayam yachat atmayaya vishamyayat Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, give away, do that as an offering unto me, O son of Kunti. You may think, well, wait a minute. If I'm doing everything for somebody else, how I could be happy? For somebody or person, I have to do everything for him? You see? There's no audio. Well, I'm sorry, I can't deal with it.
Give it to Sachinandana.
Yeah, somebody else take car charges. I don't want to have to deal with it. I just want to focus on giving the lecture. Somebody else focus on the technical things. So we may think, well, how I could be satisfied by serving somebody else, you see. We grew up thinking, well, I have to satisfy myself. I got to satisfy myself. I got to satisfy myself. So this whole idea of you can't be satisfied by trying to satisfy yourself. It's a whole new concept actually for us. We weren't trained this way as little children, unless you're growing up with devotee parents. You see, I know my parents were not devotees. We believed in God. We went to church. But what was God? God's the order supplier. God, give me this. God, give me that. Give me, give me, give me. In fact, my mother wanted to teach me how to believe in God. So she said, little Stevie, what do you want for Christmas? I said, Mommy, I want a pair of cowboy boots. She said, okay, Stevie, every night you pray to God for cowboy boots. She came to my room, and to make sure I was praying for my cowboy boots. Dear God, please give me cowboy boots for Christmas. Christmas morning, cowboy boots, right? That's how they want to train me to believe in God, the order supplier, you see. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. God, so it's better than atheism, but it's not God consciousness. It's cowboy boot consciousness. You see? So that's the trouble. He said, God, give me a wife, give me a husband, give me a job, give me this, give me, give me, give me. Why don't we pray for bhakti? You see, what Baba is teaching us, pray for bhakti. You see. If you'll focus on praying, my dear Krishna, please give me devotional service, you see. If you come to devotional service, everything becomes perfect. You see, actually everything becomes perfect. We have to learn how to turn all of our thoughts, words, and deeds into pure devotional service. It's only by pure devotional service that one becomes fully satisfied. As long as you have any desires outside of pure devotional service, even if they're getting satisfied, you're still not going to be happy, you see. I had this material desire and I got it, but still you're not happy. Why not? Because that's not your position. You're not the material body. You're not your material mind. You're not the false ego.
Somebody has to maintain that. You put it like that, it doesn't work. One has to be constantly maintaining it.
Keep an eye on it to make sure it's staying on. That's what she's saying. You can't just put it there. You have to monitor it constantly. That's her point. You have to monitor it constantly. So just as with this iPad has to be constantly monitored, we have to constantly monitor our own consciousness, you see, to make sure we're online, right? We have to be online with Krishna. The Krishna net. So what's the tune into the Krishna net? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Trouble is, our connection keeps going down. You see, we keep going offline. You see. So we have to always be monitoring. Am I Krishna conscious now? You should always ask, am I Krishna conscious right now or am I not? You constantly monitor yourself. Am I Krishna conscious now or not? And when you're not, you can actually, by purely chanting the holy names, you can have an uplifting impact on the entire material existence, you see. And is it wrong to think that way? No, Prabhupada told me that. He personally told me I could aspire to become Jagat Guru. It was a spiritual desire. He personally told me in a letter that I could aspire to become Jagat Guru, the deliverer of the whole world. So every devotee can aspire to be the deliverer of the whole world. If I was just a rank and file brahmachari. I wasn't a leader. I was just some rank and file brahmachari cooking some pakoras in the wok, in the kitchen, and going out and distributing prasadam on the campus. I'm just a rank and file devotee. Prabhupada told me I aspire to become Jagat Guru. So every single devotee can aspire to be a pure chanter who by the power of whose chanting this whole world becomes Krishna conscious. If we all endeavor in this way, we work together as a loving spiritual family, work under the direction of Gurudev, and here you have a Guru Mata, the better half. So work under the direction of Guru and Guru Mataji, and let's work together and awaken our Krishna consciousness, and let's make a tremendous difference on this planet. Let's now make this Krishna consciousness movement the leading. This COVID is simply a reaction for sinful activities of the whole world. The whole world. Does anybody have any questions? Any arguments? Disagreements? Okay.
As you mentioned, be in mode and live in out of mode. How is the same?
What was it saying?
You mentioned that be in mode and live out of mode.
Be in the world but out of the world?
Modes of nature.
Mode.
Of nature.
Mode. M-O-D-E.
Mode.
Be in mode but live out of mode.
Yeah, the thing is, our bodies are in the modes of nature. They're acting under the influence of the three modes of nature. You know, birth, death, old age, and disease. It's under the modes of nature. But you have to detach yourself from your body, understand this is not me, and use it simply as an instrument in Krishna's service. Whether it's young and healthy or it's old and sick. Whatever condition your body is in, use it to your best ability in Krishna's service. And that way, while the body's in the modes, you're beyond the modes. Does that make sense? Other questions? Okay, wow, we're getting... All right, wave in the back there.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. In terms of the purification of the heart, so by practicing Krishna consciousness, what are the key ingredients that will help me to develop
In order to
purification of the heart?
In order to purify the heart, what are the key ingredients?
The key ingredient for purifying the heart is engage yourself 24 hours a day in the service of Guru and Krishna. Every thought, word, and deed have to be for Krishna. You should always be analyzing yourself. You should be introspective. Is this thought right now am I thinking in a way that's in harmony with the scriptures, or it's something different? You see, you have to always analyze, am I in harmony? Just like when I was a kid in high school, I was in the orchestra. And we had to tune our instruments. There was the first violin player, he would play a note on his violin, and we had to all tune our instruments to him. So in this way you have to tune yourself take these teachings in the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, you have to tune yourself into them. Am I thinking is what I'm thinking in harmony with the teachings of Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita, or is it something different? Now we have to bring, it's called Shastra Saksus, see everything through the eyes of scripture, you see. So, and then there's another one behind him, yes. Yes. Yes.
Regarding this no illicit sex regulation, there is a counter argument that within the marriage, if this is not little bit allowed, then the divorce rate is already very high in ISKCON. So if this is not allowed, then it will further worse. So how to counter?
In other words, the argument is, well, so there's no divorces, we should allow the couples to have fun in bed as much as they want. So there's no divorces, right? That's the counter argument. If we have this strict rule, there'll be so many divorces. The Prabhupada's instructions are not the cause of divorces. Deviating from Prabhupada's instructions is the cause of divorces. You see. Those who surrender to Srila Prabhupada's instructions will understand, I have married this person, divorce is not allowed in the Vedic culture. I've gotten married to this person, I have to stick with it. If they're dedicated to follow Prabhupada's no illicit sex rule, they'll be dedicated to follow no divorce rule also. I don't accept your argument. Because they're deviating from following Prabhupada, that's why there's divorces, not because of in fact, they're not following that rule anyway. The people, they're having illicit sex and they still get divorced. So illicit sex is not, allowing illicit sex is not going to stop divorce. The mood of having illicit sex will increase divorce, actually. If I can deviate from Prabhupada By having fun, having recreational sex, I can also deviate by getting divorced. It's just the opposite of what you said. Next question, yes.
I'm kind of conditioned, so until I personally experience something, I won't really believe in that 100%. And many teachings or many knowledge which I'm having, I don't have the real practical experience of it.
That's right.
So how do I? My mind says you're trying to believe something, which you don't realize. It might be or it may not be. Mind have that doubt. So how to kill that doubt?
Just like when I was in high school, the teacher said, "Students, H2O equals water." Did I have an experience of the? Now I may be skeptical. Maybe the teacher's just saying this, H2O equals water. Come on, just some flowery words. H2O equals water. But you know what? She took us to the laboratory, and we did it. I actually did it in a test tube. I took 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen, and guess what appeared in my test tube? Water. See? So you have to go to the laboratory. The laboratory is called devotional service. You go to the laboratory devotional service, you chant in the beads, you follow the principles, you rise early in the morning, you sing the Gravastikam prayers, you study the books, you take the prasadam. You go to the laboratory and actually put it into practice, and guess what? You get the taste, you personally taste it yourself. You see? You get the taste. You actually can relish transcendental nectar in Krishna's name. You can relish transcendental nectar by meditating on the beautiful form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then you know it's real, because you've gone to the lab and you've tasted it yourself. So if you're not tasting it, spend some more time in the lab. And the taste, I guarantee you, the taste will come. If you follow these teachings, that day will come, you will see God face to face, eye to eye. Just like we're seeing each other right now, you will see Krishna face to face, eye to eye. That day will come. Stick with this process and you'll see God face to face, eye to eye. You know the verse? Premam janacharita bhakti velochanena santak sadaiva hridayesha velokayanti yang shama shunyanamachanya ganasvarupam govindamari purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama Sundar, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. You see? So by hearing, taking Krishna Katha in the ears, this is the salve of love of God that will purify your vision. The more you hear the name of Krishna, the more you chant the name of Krishna, the more you hear about the pastimes of Krishna, the teachings of Krishna, the more you engage yourself practically in devotional service, cooking for Krishna, cleaning for Krishna, preaching for Krishna, earning money for Krishna, the more you actually engage in His service, it purifies your vision. You actually see everything in relation with God. Next, any Mataji's, here we go.
If this, for example, because you mentioned how horrible this world is and there's slaughterhouses and everything, so if there's, for example, a cow who is suffering and in pain, and then is it better to let it suffer and die naturally, or to give a release and
What is the question?
take the breath?
The world is full of slaughterhouses. So the world is full of slaughterhouses. So if a cow is suffering, so shall we leave her die naturally, or shall we kill her artificially?
Well, if you kill the cow, guess what? You'll become a cow and you'll be killed. Are you ready? All right. Yeah, we don't. There's mercy killing does not exist.
I would ask her, if you are suffering, should we put you to sleep or let you get better, try to help you? Or should we give you some sedative and put you to sleep? No. So why do you think we should do the cows?
Next.
Hare Krishna Shri Gurudev. We know that it's mandatory that cleanliness is mandatory to Krishna Consciousness movement both for Matajis and Prabhus. If there is a devotee, male devotee, that is performing the austerity of not shaving in the month of Kartik, and let his beard grow out. Is that permissible?
I mean, what is it?
Cleanliness is necessary for everyone.
Is what?
Cleanliness
Cleanly, yes.
is necessary for Prabhujis as well as Mataji's.
Yeah.
But there is some devotee who is not changing his clothes for Kartik.
Not shaving.
Not shaving.
Shaving, okay, not shaving. Not shaving in Kartik.
Tomorrow's talk for the day tells all about this in great detail. I can bring it up now. I have an art, back in 2013, I posted on the ISKCON news site a big article called The Hare Krishnas or the Hare Krishnas. And I went through all of Prabhupada's teachings. There's like 30 or 40 quotes from Prabhupada, clean shaven, clean shaven. This idea of the beards is bogus. And there's a big kirtan singer, he keeps a big beard all the time, not just Kartik. This is bogus. Such persons should not be put forward as kirtan leaders, in my opinion. In fact, I'm writing a letter to the temple president today about this issue. I'm writing Panchakota. The temple president is clean shaven. Dinabandhu Prabhu is clean shaven. But those who are growing beards is deviation from Srila Prabhupada, and such deviations are actually, if they're not put as, eventually will destroy our movement. This tendency to deviate from Prabhupada's teachings, if it's allowed to continue, eventually this movement will be finished. So all of my disciples should be clean shaven every day. And the hair is, especially for brahmacharis, every fortnight. I like to shave every day, but it's twice a week, twice a month. For householders, it's a little leniency for growing the hair on the head, but not on the face. So let's see, yeah.
Srila Gurudev, Indian says that that woman's duty is to serve or satisfy the husband. So in that context,
to satisfy the what?
Husband.
Satisfy the husband.
So in that note, say they promote illicit sex. So if the husband is demanding to have physical relations, the woman or the wife.
This is Hinduism or ISKCON?
Hinduism.
We're not Hindus. They're like a Hindu. We're not Hindus. What they say, Hindu Bindu? Anyway, yeah, we're not Hindus here. We're ISKCON devotees, you see. I'm not a Hindu. You see. We want to make the Hindus into Vaishnavas, the Christians, we want to make everyone into Vaishnavas, Christians, Hindus, Muslims, everyone into Vaishnavas. That's our program. Yeah. See, yes.
Many of the senior devotees just preach everything, and when they come to the personal thing, they won't do anything. For example, they take serious Krishna consciousness, and they will do all the willful activities they want in the outside. So, how to handle the situation?
Senior devotees, they say practice Krishna consciousness seriously, but they themselves don't do it.
Senior devotees do what? Who do?
They preach
What kind of devotees?
Senior devotees.
Senior devotees.
They preach that do Krishna consciousness seriously, but they themselves don't do
That means they're not senior devotees. They're rascals.
Well, I don't know if you have heard it. You should not say something. You have to know who is the senior devotee who speaks like that.
Senior devotee means who's strictly following Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
That's a simple thing.
So how do we know that they are not following? First question. We have to know for sure that they are not following.
Yeah, maybe you're mistaken. That's Guru Maharaji's point. Maybe this is your fault-finding mentality. You're thinking that actually you're strictly following, but you don't realize it. So they have to be careful. We start pointing fingers. They say when you point fingers at someone, you're pointing 3 fingers at yourself. Good point. So let's see.
Srila Gurudev, when our connection with Krishna goes off and on, how can
our connection with Krishna?
We want continuous connection with Krishna, but sometimes it will be down.
It keeps going on and off all the time. It's like these Indian lights.
So how should one not be frustrated and disappointed and continue?
Just turn the lights on again. The lights go off, turn them on again. Say, okay, I lost my Krishna consciousness, turn it on again. It's like when you were a little kid, in the beginning you couldn't walk, could you? You crawled on the floor. Now when you got up to walk, of course you don't remember, but we can. When you got up to walk, were you successful the first time? You never fell ever again? Just saying, my little kid, he tries to walk, he gets up and he falls and says, forget it, I'll never be able to walk, I'm going to crawl the rest of my life. No, you keep getting up, no matter how many times you fall, I'm going to do it, I'm going to master this, and one day, boom, he walks. He doesn't fall down again. So in the same way in Krishna consciousness. Don't be discouraged by fall downs. You pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. You get off the track, pick yourself up. And if you have that determination, that enthusiasm, I'm going to become a pure devotee of Krishna, I'm going to make this world around me Krishna conscious. If you have that determination, you keep pushing, like the little sparrow. You know the little sparrow. You're determined to dry up the ocean. Everybody knows the example of the little sparrow. I love that story. The little sparrow, the ocean stole the little sparrow's eggs. And she said, give the eggs back. The ocean refused. Okay, you rascal ocean, I'm going to dry you up. 1 drop at a time, 2 drops, back and forth. Everybody's laughing. Just see that stupid little bird. She's going to run herself to death.
Who is monitoring?
Tell me again?
I asked if there is...
I don't know. It's up to them to monitor it, not me. They're in charge of it, not me.
I didn't say to you also.
They have to monitor it, not me. I said, I'm not going to monitor it. They have to monitor it.
I did not ask you.
Oh, good. Okay. So then Garuda, he wasn't laughing. The king of the birds, he came flying in on Garuda Airlines and he told the ocean, dry up the eggs. Return those eggs immediately or dry you up by mystic power. So we have the determination, even though it seems impossible that I can become Krishna's pure devotee or I can do anything to push for this movement, if we have the determination, I must be a pure devotee and I must push for this movement as far as possible to deliver the fallen souls of this world. You have the determination, I must do this, like the little sparrow, then all the previous acharyas will shower their mercy. Your Guru's mercy will be there, Prabhupada's mercy, Bhakti Siddhanta. And all the acharyas see this person is determined to be a pure devotee and to make the world Krishna conscious, then all the acharyas will bestow their benedictions and empower that devotee to become perfectly fixed in Krishna consciousness and have a great impact for delivering the fallen souls of this world back to home, back to Godhead. Next question.
What is the right example of attachment with family members who are Krishna conscious?
A good example of it?
What activities do they do? What is that attachment for family members like?
If someone's family members are Krishna conscious, then you can have Mangalarti together. You go out and have Harinam Sankirtan together. The whole family goes out and Harinam. So many things you can do.
Srila Gurudev, Gurudev mentioned that other religion like Muslim Vaishnavas and Christian Vaishnavas, so they are also preaching their philosophy and they have so many followers. So how do we convert the whole world into Vaishnava?
My first question I will ask you, where are the Christian Vaishnavas and where are the Muslim Vaishnavas? Those
No, Gurudev was saying...
We're not trying to convert anyone. We're trying to make the Christians into perfect Christians, the Muslims into perfect Muslims, the Sikhs into perfect Sikhs, the Jains into perfect Jains, the Hindus into perfect Hindus. We're not trying to convert anybody. Just like I was raised as a Christian, and I came to the point of realizing, well, wait a minute, what made Jesus Christ a perfect being? And I realized he was fully surrendered to the will of God, so I prayed to God to guide me how to become fully surrendered to His will, just like Jesus was. So I'm a Christian, Hare Krishna, you see. I didn't give up being a Christian. I achieved the perfection of Christianity. So we're not trying to give up, you have to give up Christianity and become a Vaishnava. No, Vaishnavism is the perfection of every religious pathway. Understand?
But they are saying every other thing is wrong. Whatever they believe is right. So if you make the
That means they don't understand what is actual religion. Religion means to relink with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They don't know what religion actually means. They're ignorant. They think they're not actually religious. They're not connected with God. They're connected. They're using God for their sense gratification. They're not connected with Him in bhakti. So they have to teach them how to become fully surrendered to the will of God. That is the perfection. Then they'll see that all religions are actually one. Next question. Yes.
If I can continue my previous question, which was about the slaughtering. So if it happens that the cow is slaughtered anyway, then it interferes somehow in the cycle of birth and death, of course. But is the cow still moving upwards or remaining in the same?
Well, what happened to the cow? Mhm. That's according to the what they did in their previous human birth. See, animals don't create karma. Animals are simply getting the result of their karma from their human life. So whatever happens to an animal is from their activities when they were a human being. Next.
Can I add to that?
Absolutely.
Cow slaughtered before the time, duration of their life, they have to come back again as a cow. It should not be killing anybody, otherwise they have not finished their lifespan, they have to come back.
You always mentioned that we have to avoid non-devotee associations, even if they are our family members. Then, if at the old age of our parents, we have to take care of them, even they are non-devotees. Then, how to do that?
Your Grace has said that we should avoid the association of the non-devotees, but the parents who are old, we have to take care of them. How to handle that?
Make them devotees. Simple thing. Make your parents the devotees. You have to preach to them, make them into devotees. I know my father was he wasn't a devotee. He was a Christian. He was a meat eater and so many things, but he was attracted to Krishna consciousness. He used to come hear the lectures. He used to take bike rides to exercise. He would ride a bicycle for like 15 miles to come hear lectures at the temple. But at the time of death, Guru Maharaj and I went there and did a kirtan for him, and he was in total anxiety because he was getting ready to die, but as soon as we started the kirtan, his face completely mellowed out, and boom, he left his body hearing the holy names. So take every opportunity. He wasn't a devotee, but we took every opportunity to cultivate him, and he got the blessing of hearing Krishna's name at the time of death. And I'm sure when I go back to God, I'll be saying, "Oh, Dad, good to see you again. Nice to see you." So yeah, if you cultivate them and make them Krishna conscious, that's the obvious thing you have to. Otherwise, you don't really love them. If you love them, you'll try to make them Krishna conscious. Give them prasadam. So many things you can do. Next.
Sri Gurudev, regarding this illicit sex, normally I've seen many Maharaj lecture also I've heard, but they never mention about illicit sex, as you particularly mentions in every class about illicit sex. But why is that they don't give the importance to that?
Why other Maharaj don't mention about illicit sex?
Why who?
Other Maharajas, they don't mention about illicit sex.
I don't know. I could guess that maybe they're thinking they can get more followers if they don't.
That's a guess.
Yeah, that's only a guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Sannyasis don't want to get into these things, subject matter. Okay?
Yeah, well, I don't want to speculate. There's somebody who said it's okay. Anyway, we could speculate. We don't really know.
Once we were in New Zealand, and there was a verse came in Bhagavatam, and Gurudev spoke on it. And after that lecture, the devotee said, this was the right verse that you could speak on. Now other gurus touches this verse because they cannot talk about it, because they think they are on a different level, they don't talk about it.
What verse was that, Devi? Remember?
I don't remember the verse.
Yeah.
It was a long time.
Yeah, we're strong enough. Guru Maharaji and I, we don't try to gloss over anything. We want to present it as it is, you see. We may get followers, we may not, we don't care. We have to present, our duty to present the truth as it is. It's exactly what Prabhupada taught. Whether it's popular or not popular, we don't care. Our duty is to present the truth as it is. And we're sure in the long run we're going to be more successful by doing that.
We are trying to say that not no illicit sex, but when you have taken a vow at the initiation, shouldn't you follow? Okay. Otherwise you are not even in a category of animals.
They want to redefine what is the meaning of illicit sex. That's like redefining meat eating. Well, meat eating means no beef. Chicken is okay. You see what I'm saying? That it's the same sort of thing. If I say, well, chicken is okay, fried, some nice fried chicken, Kentucky fried chicken, it's not really, meat means no beef. So Kentucky fried chicken is okay. See how we can start deviating and change all the regulated principles? So Guru Maharaji are very strong. We're not going to water down the regulated principles, any kind of nonsense. Keep it very strict. Purity, Prabhupada said, purity is the force, you see. If we will actually, those who actually are pure, they'll have the most power for pushing forward Krishna Conscious movement in the long run. They may not have as many followers, but in the long run they will be more successful in pushing forward the movement. Okay, we'll take, how many, can maybe one more question? Okay, we'll end it here. And any more questions, you can shoot me an email. And on the internet, any questions?
There is no question on internet, but there will be 3 o'clock class, 3:30.
Okay, so save your next questions for Guru Maharaji's afternoon class at 3 p.m. 3:30 p.m. at MVT.
Yes.
So we thank you all for tuning in. Take this process seriously. Your lives will be unlimitedly sublime, and we can pull off a global spiritual revolution on this planet if we stick to Prabhupada's teachings very tightly. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanandi. Take this. Save the garlands? Okay, we'll save the garlands for our hosts. We have a special thanks to Van Mali Krishna and his wife.